Okay guys, we've just vectored the pig, and now we're going to add brushes to those paths that we created using the pen tool, and then we're going to expand them so that we would be able to go into our live paint feature. So first thing we need to do is download some brushes. So you're going to go to your class on Schoology, into your course resources. Here you'll see Illustrator brushes, and I would recommend just doing this first one, Cartoon Brushes Tinted. Click on it and it should bring you here. Click on it again and it should automatically download. Now we need to open up our pig. Now I saved mine as a cloud document, and if you did that, you would just, in order to retrieve it, go up to File, Open, and then there it is. Okay, now we need to install those brushes that I downloaded, and they're here in my downloads. I have a lot going on in my downloads. Let's see where they're at. Maybe I downloaded them to, there they are, Cartoon Brushes Tinted. I don't need to double click or open them up. What I'm going to do is go to our brushes panel, window, brushes. We're going to open them up in here. We need to click on this option menu here, the three little lines. We're going to go to Open Brush Library, and we're going to go to Other Library because we have them saved in our computer. You're going to go to where they were saved, for me, in my downloads. And I need to go down to where they are. Where were you? Got a lot going on in here. Okay, there they are, cartoon brushes. Open them up and boom, here they are. And very simple process. We just click on the paths, and we're going to do this path at a time. As you can tell, I have these separate paths going on here. You're not just going to select everything and then select a brush. That's not how this works. We have to be deliberate about this and thoughtful, because these brushes, as you can tell, right, this comes to a flat end on this side and it tapers to a point on this side. And some of them are flat, like this one, on both ends. Some of them taper on both ends. And we need to think about how our paths are going to look with each brush applied and how we want them. So for this one, they should come to a tapered end on both sides. I don't want either one of these sides to be flat. So I'm going to click here. This one comes to a point or tapers on both ends. So I'll apply that brush. And it goes to a 1 point, so I'll need to increase it back to the size I want, maybe a 4. And I need to start, this is not complete black. Let's make sure this is black. There it is, all the way right here. So double click on this in order to get your color picker. Make sure that that's 100% black being applied. So same thing for this one. Want it to be tapered both ends. First, I will select all of this. Make sure that this is all black. There we go. And I'm just going to go through here and start applying the correct brushes. So how does this one look? I think I want it to be tapered on both ends as well. Or maybe one end tapered and the other one flat. And you'll have to guess as to which one is which. There we go. Let's increase the font or the stroke size. See, that doesn't look right. 3, that just doesn't look quite right. Let's change it around to both. There we go, that looks better. Same thing. Now this one, I can make it flat on both ends. So I'm going to choose that one maybe. Nope. Maybe tapered. Sometimes, there we go, that one works. That's the one I want. This one I want like so, tapered on both ends. Now, I can use my direct selection tool here to fix some of these. I can click on that and just drag it into there and drag my handlebars There we go. That's what I want there. This one, probably tapered both ends. Same with this one. Probably set that one to a 2-point font. The one, oh, not font, stroke. The strokes on the outside are going to be thicker than the ones on the inside. Keep that in mind. So this one, let's try flat on this end, tapered to this end. And you kind of have to guess as to which one that might be. Let's see if it's this one. Yep. You can kind of tell, right? This is flat on that end and it comes to a point. And we'll do this one at 3. Looks like I might have to change, yeah, maybe the black here. There we go. Taper that one on both ends. Come on down here. Select both of these. And let's just see which looks best here. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. We'll fill these in with black. Do that. And go ahead and use my direct selection tool. Click here, double click a few times on this anchor so that I have control over it, and just pull that up into that black right there. So same thing, I think it was this one. Nope, I want this one tapered on both ends. Direct selection tool. There we go. I'm going to hold shift so I can select both of these. Just apply that same one to them. So the stroke weight will be different on a lot of these. I want this to be flat and to come to a taper, but the other direction, so let's click on a different one. There we go, that's the one I want. This one looks like flat, maybe on this end, then the taper down there. So let's see, it looks like that one. Yep, increase the stroke to 3. Get my direct selection tool, and right there. Once we expand this, don't worry if it crosses like so. Just look at how you want it to look. And if this is, yeah, I want it to go in like that, but if it overlaps here, don't worry. As soon as we expand it, this will be easily erased. So go for the correct look. Don't worry at this point if the stroke is going over other strokes that you don't want, because we're going to be able to erase all of that very easily. So I know all of these are going to be this right here. So hold shift, select each one, and now I can just change their stroke size altogether. So I think I probably want to increase this stroke size by 1. Yeah. This one, I think it's that. And that's that. Okay, I think we may have finished all of this. Okay, so there, as you can tell, looks much better with the brushes applied to our vector, our original pen tool vector. So what is next? We want to expand. We want to expand this, and there's a few areas I may want to erase. Definitely this area, which I can't do right now. Right, so let's see what happens. I select it, and Shift E, get my eraser tool, see what it looks like. See, it's doing too much. It's erasing that whole thing and continues to apply the brush, which is not what we want. Doesn't look right. So we want to select all of them. We're going to go up to Object, Expand Appearance. So why is Expand Appearance available and not Expand? Expand only deals with paths that you have applied fills and strokes to. So what do I mean by paths? Right? You see, if I hit Command Y, these are all of our paths. Just these lines here that we made with our pen tool. And you can still see those lines, Command Y again, as these red lines. Right? These red lines is the path we made with the pen tool. On top of this path, you can see the brush is applied, but it's just applied visually right now. The path is still editable. I can change this, the brush as you saw me doing, and it's going to change that brush. But now, in order to do things like erase and fine-tune this vector, I need to expand these paths with the appearance of the brush applied to them into a vector shape. And I'll zoom in here so you can see what happens. Keep your eye here on this red path. You can even see that it says path there. As soon as I expand the appearance of it and apply the brushes, this red path is no longer going to be in the middle. Now it's going to be red on the outside of the black, which is showing that it's no longer a path. Now it's just a vector shape. So I have it all selected, Object, Expand Appearance, and there you go. Paths went away, and these are just shapes. All right, so this is a shape. It's inside of there. I can move it around. I can come over here, and now this is just a shape, which means I can very easily get my eraser tool and erase what I want of that shape. Just what I want. All right. Eraser tool is not going to affect anything you don't have selected. It's only going to affect what you've selected with your selection tool. Now for this one, it looks like the only thing I really needed to worry about erasing was actually just that area. Now many times, and you'll have a lot of areas you'll need to adjust, but this one was good. Now actually, I probably should have applied a taper to this one. I wouldn't want to do it. There we go. I'm going to have to expand this again. There we go. All right, so there is our pig fully with brushes applied to it, and then those brushes expanded. The final step is to unite all of these individual vectors, especially wherever they overlap, as a single vector. All right, so what do I mean by that? Well, here's where we'll tell, right? This is a vector shape that's just overlapping this vector shape. Now I'm going to select everything, Command A. I'm going to go to my Windows panel and get out my Pathfinder. And this first one, Unite, and just keep a look at where these shapes are overlapping. I'll zoom in right here so you can see what exactly is going on. This is going to become one vector shape here rather than two shapes with one overlapping. So we make sure that we select everything and then click on Unite. Boom. There you go. Now this is all united as a single vector rather than multiple vectors. And that'll help us in the coloring process, which I'll do in the next video.